Friends, in studio, we have the guy who probably doesn't have the time to be here right now, and yet I'm so glad you're in studio with us. Mike from Turf Tamers, otherwise known as Turfy Mike on the street.
Yeah.
How you doing today, Turfy Mike?
Doing well.
Is it Turfy Mike? I've heard somebody reference you as Turfy Mike last week, and I thought, yeah, I like that.
Yep. I didn't make it up, but that's what my friends have started to call me.
People call me Handsome Eric all the time, too, and that's just me. I'm the only one that calls me that. Yeah. So Mike with Turf Tamers, if people aren't aware of what Turf Tamers is, help educate us.
So we're a lawn care, landscape, and snow removal company. We do anything from simple maintenance on a yard all the way to installation of a yard on a residential home or commercial building. Pretty much anything on the outside of your house.
Okay, perfect. Mike, I hired you earlier this year. And in fact, I contacted you in the winter. You showed up in the spring and couldn't get the job done until the summer because, dang it, it was wet. It was frozen.
Yep.
We had you remove some trees. We had you put in some new trees. We had you build this great retaining wall. But it's never as easy as just that, because what is the stuff underground that just gets so complicated?
We're 100% dependent on the weather.
Yeah.
If we get an inch of rain, it can push us a week, 2 weeks behind. So a schedule is about impossible for us to keep, just because it's always changing.
So I'd imagine your life is either 2 straight days of Netflix or 18-hour workdays.
Yeah. That's just it. I know right now we're working on a job where the guys are down there at 7 a.m. and last night at 10 I left. They had lights on and we're still working. So.
Oh my gosh. I'm not good with math, but I think that's like 15 hours.
Yep.
Exhausting. Well, I'm grateful for what you do, and I want to give some people some huge advice, some opportunities for them to make sure that they're prepared for what's coming.
Yep.
Let's talk sprinkler systems right now. Okay. If you have a sprinkler system, there's a chance that in September you stopped using it because it was so wet, and October has been the same.
Yep.
When should people get their sprinkler system blown out, and what kind of expense does that usually absorb?
Yep. So this year has actually been good for us because it has been wet. On a warm, dry fall, we struggle to get people to let us come and blow them out. And I always tell them, hey, it's going to get cold here in September or October, and we have a lot of different blowouts to do, so we struggle to get them to do that.
Right.
This year has been good just because it's been cold and wet, and they've allowed us to do that. Biggest thing is you have a water line that's run out to the outside of your house that isn't protected by the frost like a normal spigot is. So we need to get it shut off in your basement, drained down, and blown out outside so that you don't come home from a long weekend at the lake or Minneapolis or wherever you are and have an inch of water flowing out of your backflow device. So
there's a lot of do-it-yourself people. Can you do that yourself? Can you blow out your sprinkler system yourself?
I've heard of people doing it. Every year we get 4 or 5 calls from people that say they hooked it onto their air compressor in their garage and spent 5 hours doing it, because it takes a long time and a lot of CFMs to blow it out. I say they can do the work as far as shutting the valving off and draining it down, but as far as actually blowing the lines out, it's pretty tough.
You need commercial equipment, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. And if I were to hire you to blow out my sprinkler system, I'd imagine it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, right?
It's not an arm and a leg. It's $75 for a normal size yard in Fargo.
That's super inexpensive.
Yep.
I think when you think about the amount of damage that can happen, a do-it-yourself person, again, if it takes you 5 hours, if your time is worth anything more than $15 an hour, you should probably just hire somebody out to do it.
Yep, exactly. And the actual backflow device, when you have a plumber come out and do it, is over $600 to do.
Wow.
So
okay. So get your sprinkler system blown out before the ground is a hard freeze, and even before it's a temporary freeze. And I think we're in that sweet spot right now where people should be making that call, because you shouldn't be running your sprinkler system for the rest of the year anyways.
No. With how much moisture is in the ground, I've had mine off for a couple months.
Yeah,
so.
Same. And I'm saving a ton on my water bill, which
Yep.
is great. Second thing, we have a lot of leaves that are about to be in people's yards. With all those leaves that are there, Mike, should people be mulching them? Should people be raking them into bags? Should they be dumping them in drainage ditches? Like, what's the plan here?
There's a big debate on that. There's a lot of people that say it's good to keep that mulch, that heavy thatch in the yard. I'm a fan of picking it up just because with our climate and our soil type and everything, if you have 6 inches of leaves on your yard and you mulch it, you might have a quarter to a half inch of thatch, which is over what they recommend.
Okay.
A lot of our newer houses in Fargo, anything south of, say, 32nd Avenue or something like that, unless you're along the river, doesn't have many trees, so then you can get away with it. But I mean, if you're on A Street or North Fargo, I would say you want to try and get them picked up just so that you don't have, an inch of ground up leaves.
Right. And I think what I'm hearing you say here is like, it's okay and it's good to mulch them, but you shouldn't be mulching like 19 trees worth.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. Sounds fair. I'm the kind of guy that's going to mow over anything, but instead I hire that out and make my life a lot easier.
Yep.
We're moving into snow removal, though, which is crazy to think, but here we find ourselves at the cusp of this. I know that you guys do both commercial and residential. What's the standard for when people actually choose to hire out snow removal? And for me, I'll tell you, I'm a bit of a princess, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I hire out my lawn care and my snow removal because I have young kids, and I want to spend all my time with them when I'm home.
Yep.
And those extra tasks I can't seem to get to without being a distraction for my family. So, Mike, if somebody's going to hire out snow removal, is it any time a snowflake falls? Is it when there's 10 inches on the ground? What's kind of that standard for residential?
So we have 1 inch and 2 inch triggers. So an inch of snow that falls, we'll come out and do it. We do the sidewalks, driveways, steps. Basically, you don't need to touch a shovel. We come out and we use blowers on everything, so you don't have a pickup piling in your front yard, stuff like that. The reason we do that is just so we aren't wrecking landscaping and having to fix it right away in the spring. So I'm the same way. I have my guys do my snow removal. I'm kind of a princess.
You also are a princess.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I like to back out of my driveway and not have to worry about it. So
and plus, your guys are starting at 2 or 3 in the morning, I'd imagine, right?
Yep. Yep. A lot of times, like I say, we work when you're sleeping. I know we wake up a lot of people, but it's one of those things where it takes us literally twice as long to do snow removal during the day because of traffic on the roads, safety hazards, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of times you're backing in and out of a driveway and not a single car passes, but if it's at 5 o'clock, you're waiting, it takes way longer. And, there's a lot of safety concerns with that as well.
Right. Mike, if somebody's interested in snow removal, do you offer like an annual package, or do you do like a monthly or just a per time?
Yep. So we try and push everyone to a seasonal contract that can be paid.
That is just gambling for you or for them. Last year,
exactly.
Advantage homeowner.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So the main reason we do that is just so that your fixed costs. You don't have any surprises. Mm-hmm. Same for us. And then that can be paid up front or else monthly throughout the 5 months of winter. But the biggest thing is, we have different blizzards like we did last year. We may be at your house two to three times throughout the day or, in a 24, 36 hour period. And instead of getting 3 different bills, you're covered. So, ease for everyone.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's that gambling. I think 2 years ago we probably had 20 inches, 25 inches of snow, and so advantage turf tamers. This one last year definitely advantage homeowner, and based on the precipitation that's been coming now, I think people would be wise to get into an annual contract.
Yep. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. We try and on our commercial stuff stick with 3-year contracts. It's a little tougher to get residential customers to do that, but like I say, on a 3-year contract, in that it's about 50-50 between winners. So
all a dice roll. Mike, if people want to get in contact with you because maybe they need their sprinkler system blown out, maybe they want to get their lawn all set for the winter, or maybe they want some snow removal bids, how can they contact you?
Yep. So the easiest way is probably to call our office, which is 701-356-2990, or go to our website, which is turftamersfargo.com.
Perfect. Turfy Mike, good to have you with us, buddy. We're going to go to break. And in the meantime, check out all the homes for sale at hatchrealty.com. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.